So good morning, exercise design course. So this is going to be our final lecture video for this class. This week is our last week of coursework, and then the next week is going to be your final exams. Because we're not having final exams, I'm going to let you utilize that time for catching up on any of your assignments that you have not completed, and for you to finish up your tabletop exercises. So that's what I want you to work on. Remember, I'm giving you through May 1 to get all of your stuff in. So if you have any outstanding assignments from the time that we stopped having class, so basically anything back as far as spring break until now, I'm willing to accept those for credit, but you need to get those in before the 1st. They're going to want us to put grades in pretty quick this semester to get this nightmare of a semester closed out and behind us, and get prepared for getting you guys all back on campus and in seats again. So this week we're going to talk just for a few minutes about two things: after action reviews or reports, and what we call like a training calendar or a multi-year training calendar. I'll refer to it as a couple different things, and your documents we'll call that as we'll call it different things as well. So I want you to take a look at those this week. I put 3 or 4 documents for you to look through and read. And I have one video, and there's only one real assignment, and it's a 1 to 2 page sort of response on your take on after action reviews and why they're so important, and they are. Everything that we've done up until this point for exercises and drills brings us to this point where this AARs, where we get to it and we say, okay, what did we do right? What did we do poorly? What can we do better next time? And then through that, creating this multi-year training calendar and fixing the gaps and the errors that we had in our exercise. So with that, so let's just walk through it just quickly, just so you have an idea and you're hearing it from me, and as addition to reading it to triangulate some of this information. But remember, so whatever you decide to do, so you have a tabletop, a functional, full-scale drill, whatever sort of exercise you're wanting to do, that's training. And so as you're seeing that, understand that as training. You're just trying to get better, right? And so say you're doing a tabletop exercise this year, and many of you were involved in a drill with the health department. Some of you have observed the tabletops we've done at the university. So you kind of get an idea. What we're trying to do is fix those gaps and those errors. And so when we're talking about an after action, what it is basically we look and see what we did right, what we did poorly, and what we can do better next time. And then we create a plan on how we're going to fix that. The after action review is basically just us sort of in an organized fashion talking about how we can do something better the next time we run through it, right? So there was an after action actually completed for the pod exercise that many of you were involved with that was done on campus with Pickaway County Health Department, and they figured out what really went well, right? Did that process of pushing people through did that work, or could they have done something different? And that's what happens is that the AAR is a sort of, they compile all the information. And then through that, and through the experiences that you had, you create this training calendar. And so it could be that your training calendar should include additional drills, right? This is a way to sort of pull things to the surface. And so maybe you did a tabletop this year. So next year you want to do, you did a drill. So maybe next year you want to do a full-scale exercise. And what you want to do is on your training calendar, you're going to put that down on there and say, okay, on this date at this year, multi-year, so you're looking at it, and so over the next 3 or 4 years, I'm going to do a drill, I want to do a tabletop, a functional, and then ultimately year 4, I want to do a full-scale exercise. That's part of my training calendar. But that's not all that a training calendar is. because you want to see also that after action report is going to pull, like I said, things to the surface, and you realize that, for instance, your public information officer, the person who was supposed to be pushing information out internally and externally to our partners, didn't do a very good job. And so the after action report shows that we failed, or at least we didn't do super hot in that area. And so what do? So in addition to our drill, full-scale exercise, functional, tabletop, all those exercises, we want to add some additional trainings. And so maybe we say, look, everyone needs to be, to review NIMS. And so I want everyone here to take the National Incident Management course, and I'm going to put that on my calendar. So everybody by March 2021, everybody in this organization is going to have the NIMS, basic NIMS course. But I also say, okay, I think everyone probably should have at least an understanding of incident command. And so in addition to the NIMS, which I'm putting on in March, maybe by May of 2021, I want everyone to have ICS 100 and 200. So those are on my calendar as well. But I also say, man, that PIO could have done a better job. And so I probably want to plug him or her into an actual public information officer training. Those are done in every state, FEMA, everyone has these trainings. And so maybe even a day or a 2-day training just to get them up to speed. And so maybe that goes in June of 2021. And then you say, okay, what else could we have done better? Well, we didn't really understand the logistical things of getting items from point A to point B. All right, so let's send our logistics chief to a logistics course. And so what you end up with is this multi-year training calendar that's filling in gaps that you identified in your drills, your emergency exercises. All right? And so understand, so as we're doing this stuff at the beginning, we're doing after action reports. Those after action reports are gonna inform us as to what went well, what went poorly, what we can do better next time. And then through that information, we create this multi-year calendar. Every county in the state of Ohio has one. I mean, most counties in the entire United States have one. The state has one. One of the documents you're going to be reading is the actual training calendar for the state of New Jersey. It's just the document I decided to pull. I want you to see that we're not just doing training to do training, right? The training is strategic in an attempt to sort of fill the gaps that we've identified through our emergencies, right? So what I'm hoping you see with this is that when we began this semester a few months ago, and we've built, where we're at finally is this after action report, which is what we're talking about this week. That's sort of the bookend on this side. And then from there, we're going to take this thing out another 2, 3, 4 years to get better at what we're doing. You have to know that in the coming years, when this COVID-19 virus, when it starts to calm down and we get a better sort of sense of control and how to manage it, you better believe if something happens like this again, we're going to have a much better idea. Because everybody, not just exercises, but in actual responses, we're going to do an after action report because we're going to figure out, right? So several of you had classes with Don Gossel, who's the emergency management director in Athens County. The response that he is doing right now, in a few months to 6 months to a year, they're going to be looking at that and going, okay, Don's going to be looking at it and going, what did we do well? What did we do poorly? And what can we do better next time? Because that's how we get better as emergency managers, right? We figure out what we can do a little bit better, a little more efficient, a little more effectively next time, and that's how we get better, right? Whether it's through exercises or it's through actual events, we are looking at them and trying to learn lessons. You can't be proud or prideful in, you should be proud, but you should be prideful in being an emergency manager, because our entire life consists on people poking holes in what it is we did and whether or not we did it well. So that's my thoughts for this week on after action reviews or reports and training calendars. So this is our last lecture. I'll have one more video that I'll post probably midweek, just sort of to close up. Again, I hate to overuse this sort of idea, but sort of a bookend for the class. But you'll see at that point, as everything sort of comes together. I'm looking forward to reading your exercises. One person's already turned it in for me to take a peek at, and I was very impressed with what you put together, Olivia. I'm excited to read what you guys do, right? These are tools that you're going to have in your back pocket when it comes time to interview, because you actually have a real exercise that you can instantly plug in and show instant value to the organization or the county or whatever it is you're working for. So look forward to reading them. Take care, you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you. Bye.